Greetings and welcome back. In this video I'm going to cover a topic that I haven't seen done. Granted, others might have covered this in another way, however I've not seen it covered personally. The topic I want to discuss is Zodiac Mythology. This video will give you the background stories to each of the 12 Zodiac signs that make up the astrological wheel. So without further ado, let's dive in. The Zodiac Wheel. Many of you might already be aware of this. For those who aren't, I will give a brief outline of what the Zodiac Wheel is. The Zodiac Wheel is the collection of the 12 Zodiac signs placed on a circle in chronological order. The circle is divided into 30-degree segments that make up the 360 degrees of the Zodiac Wheel. A Zodiac sign will reside in each of the 12 segments. A given Zodiac sign will also reside in a house. A house is related to the description of attributes that pertains to that house. For example, family life, wealth, communication. These are also known as affirmations. Along with the houses, the Zodiac signs are also ruled by the planets that are found in our solar system. With these three components of the Zodiac Wheel, a simplified reading can be given for a person that will be based on their date of birth, the time of birth, and their place of birth. This information from a person is then converted into a snapshot of the solar system at a particular point of time of their birth. The 12 Zodiac signs. As stated, there are 12 Zodiac signs under in a chronological order: Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. The Zodiac Wheel starts at Aries and finishes with Pisces. Each of the 12 Zodiac signs have a season, that is a period of about a month when they are the most active and where they sometimes accumulate a lot of energy. Yet there are also other factors to consider what kind of season a particular Zodiac sign is experiencing, which is based on those other factors. 1. Aries. The Aries season begins on the 21st of March, which is the spring equinox, and ends on the 19th of April. Aries is ruled by the planet Mars, also known as Ares, who is the Greek god of war. Aries rules the first house. The symbol of Aries is the ram. The element associated with Aries is fire. There are two stories based in Greek mythology that are tied to Aries the ram. Story 1. King Athamas of Boeotia married a nymph called Nephele. Nephele was known as a cloud nymph who was made in the image of Hera in order to trap a centaur called Ixion. King Athamas and Nephele had two children, a son named Phrixus and a daughter named Helle. After a while, King Athamas grew tired of his wife Nephele and left her. Athamas then remarried, and his second wife was called Ino, who was the daughter of Cadmus. Ino bore Athamas two sons named Laertes and Melicertes. Ino hated Athamas' children he had with Nephele, and she plotted to kill Phrixus and Helle. She collected all the crop seeds from the region and roasted them. The farmers grew worried seeing that their crops wouldn't grow and became afraid of a famine that could be upon them. The farmers sent messengers to a nearby oracle for advice on this potential disaster. Ino bribed the messengers to say that the oracle demanded a sacrifice of the twins. Athamas reluctantly agreed, and everything was prepared for the sacrifice. However, just before the children were sacrificed, their natural mother Nephele sent a flying golden ram to save them. Phrixus and Helle were told never to look down while flying on the ram, but at some point Helle ignored her mother's advice and fell to her death. The patch of sea where Helle died later took her name and has been called Helle's Point. Phrixus survived the flight and reached Colchis, where King Aeetes welcomed him. Phrixus, grateful for the hospitality, gave the golden fleece of the ram to King Aeetes. Story 2. As Aries was the ram that had the the Golden Fleece, this story ties in with story 1. The Greek hero Jason went on a quest with his band of warriors known as the Argonauts to steal the Golden Fleece from King Aeetes. The Golden Fleece was guarded by 2 fire-breathing bronze-hooved bulls. When Jason subdued the 2 bronze bulls, he made them plough a field in which Jason saw dragon's teeth that created skeletal warriors. Jason outsmarted the skeletal warriors by throwing a stone which confused them, and since they couldn't locate the source of where the stone had been thrown, they turned on each other. After that, he obtained the Golden Fleece. Note, Aries has no direct link to the Greek god of war Ares, and perhaps adopted the archetypal energy of Ares of being passionate, aggressive, and feeds off the warrior spirit of Ares or Mars as depicted in astrology. 2. Taurus. The Taurus season begins on the 20th of April and ends on the 20th of May. Taurus is ruled by the planet Venus, who is also known as the Greek goddess Aphrodite. Taurus rules the 2nd house. The symbol of Taurus is the bull. The element associated with Taurus is earth. Taurus Mythology. The backstory of Taurus comes from a tale featuring Europa. She was the wife of King Agenor of Phoenicia and Telephassa. Europa became the object of Zeus's desires and appeared to her as a beautiful white bull at the Phoenician waterside. Europa was mesmerized by the beauty of the white bull and she walked over to pet it. Europa climbed onto the back of the white bull, and in that instant Zeus jumped into the water and carried Europa across the sea to Crete. Zeus manifested into an eagle and ravished her. Europa bore 3 sons, Minos, Rhadamanthus, and Sarpedon. Zeus later placed the bull in the heavens, which became known as the constellation of Taurus. 3. Gemini. The Gemini season begins on the 21st of May and ends on the 20th of June. Gemini is ruled by the planet Mercury, is also known as the Greek god Hermes. Gemini rules the 3rd house. The symbol of Gemini is the twins. The element associated with Gemini is air. Gemini Mythology. Gemini is also known as the Discory, which refers to the twins Castor and Pollux, who were inseparable throughout their lives, and they grew closer the older they became. The mother of Castor and Pollux was Leda. Leda was the wife of King Darius of Troy. The story goes that Zeus saw Leda and fell in love with her. He appeared to her as a swan. Zeus seduced Leda and slept with her, and that same night Leda also slept with her husband. The outcome was Leda became impregnated with both Zeus and King Darius' From the 2 eggs that Leda had produced, 2 sets of twins were born. The first set of twins was Helen and Clytemnestra, who were both female. The second set of twins was Castor and Pollux. Castor was a mortal who was a seed of King Darius, and Pollux was a demigod and was the seed of Zeus. Castor and Pollux were part of the Greek hero Jason's band of warriors known as the Argonauts. Castor and Pollux aided Jason in retrieving the Golden Fleece and helped Jason avenge his father's murder that was committed by Jason's uncle Peleus by destroying the city of the Iolcus.